Big Dark, War and Peace by Rob Harper. Prologue.
The dream is always the same. For 2 straight days the same dream over and over. Every time I shut my eyes, I find myself running down a dark hallway. I'm in a panic. I run towards something I don't want to see. I run until I get to the door. The door is etched into my mind, wooden and hollowed, but not ornate. The double doors open with a swift kick. They splinter as only neglected wood can. I enter the congregation room of an abandoned church that was once holy, but now has been defiled beyond recognition. I feel the shock like it was the first time I felt it. My eyes follow the aisle as I first notice the destroyed pews scattered and broken. The garbage lying around, reflecting the church's once use as a derelict's flophouse, blows from the breeze I've let in. I look at the broken stained glass, choosing to examine the destroyed art rather than let my eye wander to the sight that I wish I hadn't seen and wish still more to forget. The eye has a mind of its own, however, and inevitably it looks towards the altar, and I cringe. The place where the cross should have been is desecrated by its opposite. Around the symbol of evil are robed figures. They chant, but I can't hear them. Everything is quiet after I see what is on the anti-cross. Inverted upon the upside-down crucifix is not Christ, but a naked girl. She cries for me to help her, but no sound actually comes out. A silent scream for help issues from her broken lips, and I can do nothing. The walls of the church crumble and blast out in the dream. The hallowed ground gone, and I am left naked in a wheat field. I fall to my knees every time in the dream and weep. The robed figures are gone. I don't even see the broken pews or the garbage. It's just me and the girl hanging upside down on the inverted cross, and the wheat blowing in the astral wind of the dream. The girl is dead. I don't have to look at what they did to her to know that. Then there is fire. Within the fire is a face, the face of the man who did this to the girl. He smiles a demonic smile, and his features shift to those of a true devil and back. I howl in rage, and he just laughs.
It's all your fault.
I awake with a start to the sounds of knocks on my office door.
Chapter 1, 1939.
I wake up and it's dark outside. My head hurts like I've been wrestling with demons all night, and maybe I have. I need a drink. The banging at the door continues, or is it all just in my head? The banging intensifies and my brain rattles within my skull. I try to get up but fall back onto the sofa that acts as my bed. A liquor bottle rolls across the bare floor as I once again try and get up. I eventually stumble up and over to my desk and flip on the light. Just a second, damn it! I look at the clock and wince. 4 a.m. Who's knocking at this time of night anyway? I grab my pistol as I make my way to the door. In my line of work, you never know who's coming around to take some revenge. Maybe I ruined a marriage, or got somebody arrested, all in a day's work, really. I'm a private detective, by the way, which explains the gun, paranoia, and love of the drink. I wanted to be a cop, but that didn't really work out, so here I am.
Dick, I know you're in there. Open the fucking door.
Well, at least it's not a jealous husband.
Come on, man, it's not safe out here. Open the door.
It's Paul Eastman. Detective Eastman, actually. A real detective, that is, and the reason I'm not one. Not that I hold it against him. We went to the academy together, and when some stuff happened, it was either one of us or both of us to get kicked out. I just beat him to taking the fall. I think he feels sorry for me, which is why he's still my friend instead of trying to go and find some more reputable ones. I put the pistol down and unlock the door. The name on the door reads War and Peace, Private Investigator. That's me, and yes, that's my real name. At least that's the name I always had. I was left on a doorstep, but that is another whole story for later. I look at Paul and get a bit of a shock. He looks haggard and tired, and I offer him a drink as I look for a bottle lying around that isn't empty.
God, Dick, have you been here since it all happened? It smells awful.
Just like Paul to speak his mind. He calls me Dick, incidentally, because of the whole private dick thing, and the fact that he says Warren sounds like a daisy. I sit back down on the couch and try to stop my head from pounding.
You don't look good. Are you alright?
It's never good when the guy you think looks haggard says you don't look great. Yeah, I'm fine. It's just late, you know. A little tired is all. I lie. No sleep and lots of booze isn't good for the constitution.
Late? It's 4 in the afternoon.
4 p.m.? Why is it so dark then? The look on Paul's face is one of pure shock.
You don't know what's going on at all, do you? It's like hell on earth. I mean, total anarchy.
Your hell metaphor might be closer than you realize.
What? Let's get some real food into you. You smell like a still. I think the diner in the corner's still open.
He grabs my arm and gets me up. I grab my coat as Paul leads me outside into my nightmare. It takes a few stairs before I fully have my legs under me, but eventually I get out into the street and into the darkness. I look around in amazement. First, it's the dark. It isn't like an overcast day, but rather like a moonless night. And then I notice that the streets are pretty much empty. What the fuck is going on? I didn't really want to hear the answer, because deep down inside, I knew.
How long have you been living in a bottle, Dick? I mean, it's been 2 days since the sun hasn't come up, and you just noticed now?
2 days. 2 days since it happened. What day is it?
Tuesday. Why?
Tuesday. 2 days after Sunday. It's all connected. What happened? I mean, the sun is gone. The shock was setting in. The dream came back to me. It's all your fault.
I don't know. I'm a cop, not a wise head. I have no clue what's happening. We've had a hell of a time keeping people calm, and then there are the riots. I was busy, otherwise I would have checked on you earlier.
We walk to the diner and find it's mostly empty. The local law usually hangs out here, but now it's pretty much quiet except for a few uniforms getting some coffee. They all have the same look as Paul. It must have been a bad few days.
I can't believe this place stayed open.
I think that people probably find solace in normality, but say nothing. We sit and order some food. I wait to ask Paul what I want to ask until the waitress leaves. Tell me everything that's been going on since Sunday.
Are you sure you're alright? You're starting to look like a maniac.
I'm fine, now spill it. The waitress brings some coffee as Paul fills me in on the past few days.
Let's see. It began after dusk on Sunday. Some riots sprang up, and we had no idea what was causing it. We still don't. The situation got bad. We were out fighting rioters all night, and then when the morning came, the sun didn't. And I don't mean just here, it's everywhere. Rumor it's all over the planet. No sun. It doesn't make any sense.
I sit and try to get my head around it. Paul is a cop, and a good one, but he doesn't look at the big picture. No sun means no heat, and therefore we should all be dead. Something is going on here, and it isn't natural.
So there it is. No one knows what's really happening.
I think I do.
What? How could you know? It has nothing...
I glance out the window and my eyes glaze over, and I stop hearing Paul. I feel like I'm in a dream. Outside looking through the window at us is the girl from my nightmares. I know it's impossible, and yet she is real as Paul is. I grab my coat and rush outside. It can't be her. She died. I saw it.
Hey, what is it? Where are you going? Wait a second.
I hear Paul behind me, but I don't care. I have to see if it's her. If somehow she... As I exit the diner and look for the girl, she is nowhere to be found. Instead, I'm greeted by the demon of my nightmares, cloaked in human form. Nick Demas, a crime lord and murderer, if not more. You! I start towards him in a rage.
Looking for someone, Warren?
He smirks and I see red. I start to swing at him, but my arm is grappled from behind, and Paul is holding me back.
Dick, stop. Do you know who this guy is?
Demas could and has bought and sold this city. He is untouchable. That doesn't make me want to stop from hitting him very hard. Yeah, he's a fucking demon! Paul tightens his grip, but I know now isn't the time and stop struggling.
You have a fanciful imagination, P.I. This man is a menace to society, officer. This is all his fault.
Demas's icy voice sends shivers down my spine. He laughs as Paul pulls me away. We walk silently back to my office. I'm thinking of ways to get Demas, and I think Paul is thinking of ways to prevent me from getting zotzed.
I can't believe you tried to punch the biggest crime boss in the city.
He's a monster. We reach my building door, and you should have let me kill him. Paul just shakes his head.
I'll check on you later. Don't do anything stupid, Dick. I've got enough to worry about.
With that, he gets in his car and leaves. I can't help thinking that I'll miss him, but he can't help me do what I have to do. Before my building door closes, I catch the figure of a woman across the street looking my way. From what I saw, she was a looker, but I open the door and look again and she is gone. Vivid imagination, I guess.
To be continued.